What's up, y'all? Happy Sunday. We're going to do something a little different today. Sunday afternoon, it's 2 p.m. I'm going to get into some song reviews. I got a bunch of songs and tracks that have been uploaded from yesterday, but I had something come up, obviously, with a client. I just got back from, NorCal, basically, Central Coast kind of stuff. So it's good to be back, but I'm also like looking ragged, like I've been hanging out in the hills. You know what I'm saying? So please excuse my my look here. Hope you guys are doing well. I'm gonna get right into song reviews today. I'm gonna try really hard to only review songs from people that are gonna show up to this live right here. So if you're not in the live, chances are you probably won't hear your song later. And the reason being is because I kind of want to reward people that are showing up for these lives. They're taking time out of their day to come in and network, and they're uploading their songs and all that stuff. So I want to make sure I'm getting to you guys first, whoever's here. I see we got about 5 people here. So who is here? If you guys drop your names, your handles for IG, whatever below, I'm going to get at you. All right. So we're going to start with the people that are showing up for the actual review. And that's how I'm going to do it today. Hope you guys are doing well. Got Super Chase in the building. What's up, brother? So this guy's got some bars. How do you send songs for review? You need to sign up for the mailing list. If you're not part of the mailing list, then you're not going to get the invites. You're not going to get the upload links. Kush, all right. Kush is in the house. That's what's up. All right, so I'm just going to start with you guys. Super Chase, Kush, you're in the building. Let's go down here and let's find your stuff. Looks like Kush, you're second in the list anyway. So let's lock it in. Same again. I'm giving you guys feedback on arrangement, production, songwriting, mixing, mastering, anything and everything to get your record to be a market viable record, something that's going to do well on streaming services or could do well to get you a publishing deal, a label deal, sync licensing, etc. And yeah, that's what I'm going to focus on. That's the feedback I'm going to give you. Okay. So if none of you, whoever knows me here, cool. If you don't know me, my name's Bradley Denniston. You got an email probably through the mailing list because I gave you something free, right? Like I gave you a free Logic Pro session or a Pro Tools tutorial or something. I've been making music for over 20 years. I have a platinum record. I got Grammy, Oscar, Emmy nominated work, Cannes Film Festival nominated work. I've worked on millions and millions of dollars worth of commercial placements, sync licenses, worked with multiple platinum selling recording artists, mixed and mastered for records that have, gone platinum numerous times, etc. Worked on billion-dollar grossing films, the Lego Movie, 22 Jump Street, Thor Ragnarok, just a few, just to name drop here. So yeah, that's what I'm here to do, guys. I'm here to help you guys get more commercial viable work out there. I'm not here to be like, yo, that's so esoteric and so vibey, bro. Man, you're so creative. I'm really trying to help you guys go win, go make some money, make a business out of your music. So that being said, let's get right into it. Kush, what's up? Here we go.
I must be wavy again. Other day I'm mixing up the herbal with the pain again. She want another round, I'll tell you what, we'll get the same again. Yeah, look, I already know I'm saying shit, I must be wavy again. Other day I'm mixing up the herbal with the pain again. She want another round, I'll tell you what, we'll get the same again. Get the same again. Look, you look the same again, you hit the same places. Listen to the same music with the same faces. Pop a different pit that's giving you the same changes. Wishing you were like the others, can you trade places? Nah, can you change it? I'm working on myself, you pass the buck, I'll never blame it. I'm trying to see what's up, but all you wanna do is curve it. Shit, I'll make it worth it, like the 30 for the purple, like the mixing with the Henny. Shit, I'm trying to hit the belly, I'm trying to get you lift the whiskey, leave it with the smelly. Have you ever seen a man that do the shit that I do? I'm trying to see you throw it back, like listening to iTunes. I already know I'm saying shit, I must be wavy again. Other day I'm mixing up the herbal with the pain again. She want another round, I'll tell you what, we'll get the same again. Get the same again. Look, I've done it if you done it with me. I've done it cause you feel like anything can happen when we getting tipsy. I know this place is feeling shifty. I'm trying to hop across the map and I don't think I wanna take you with me. Big body sativa, full body get me kinda high outside chilling, not where the trees are. Get scared if you're talking bad, I'm a geezer. 6 pints, I don't even know where my keys are. I ain't really know I'm saying shit, I must be wave again. Another day I'm mixing up the herbal with the pain again. You want another round, I'll tell you what, we'll get the same again. Yeah, look, I ain't really know I'm saying shit, I must be wave again.
Okay, dope. I dig this vibe, Kush. I think I've heard tracks from you that are kind of in the same vein. It feels like the same song over and over again, to be honest with you, man. Like, one thing that your music really lacks is it lacks dynamics. So it just feels like a loop throughout the whole thing. And I think that really starts to get stale about 30 seconds to about a minute into listening to it, where it's just kind of really, really repetitive and it's just kind of the same thing. Like, the brain wants to hear new things come in. You know, you can easily do that by just like putting like a guitar thing in there, a guitar lick, or maybe the hi-hat pattern changes on the verses or the pre-chorus, or the drums drop out more, or, you know, that electric piano part doesn't just loop. It doesn't just have the chords playing. Maybe sometimes it does like a little, you know, like you got to play a little bit more. I don't know, that's probably a loop, you know, a splice loop or something. But if it's not, then yeah, like move around a little bit more. With the vocals, I really want to hear maybe some backgrounds on the hook. Dabba dabba da, did the same again. But the babe again. You know, that whole part. It's really catchy, it's cool, and it's repetitive. But I like to hear like something in the back, maybe some doubles of that, you know. The same again. Like, give me a harmony stack or something. Maybe on the second time you do it around. Just stuff to kind of spice up the song, give us more dynamics, give us something that our ear goes like, oh, I haven't heard that yet. Instead of like, oh, I've already heard all this. So by the time I'm like about here, I'm kind of like, yeah, I've already heard the song. I don't really need to listen to the rest. And I just want like, I want you to understand like this can work, but it's not going to work very well on streaming, because when you get to new listeners, they're going to hear it and they're going to be like, oh, this is a vibe. And then they're going to be like, okay, whatever. That's all I get, you know? But, you know, it does have a nice feel. Like it could be put into cool playlists and stuff where it's just kind of boom bappy, you know, chilly, rainy day music kind of stuff. Right. But yeah, you just kind of have a little diversification in there. I think it could be really cool. Just mix it up a little bit. I don't think the mix is that bad either. I think it's a pretty decent mix. You definitely could use some mastering on it. I think it could be louder, it could be a little bit tighter, and it could be a little bit wider as well. So tighter meaning like it could be tighter on like the mid-range and like the focus of where things are, and then you could have a lot of like things floating in the sides, more with the sides. So that's all mastering stuff though. I think you could do a good mastering deal on that. It'd be cool. All right, and then who else is here? We got Kush, we got Super Chase. Let's go. I'm reviewing anybody that's here first, guys, because I want to kind of reward you guys for showing up. I know it's Sunday afternoon. You know, here in LA it's like raining, which is weird. So I'm just gonna kind of like go through stuff for whoever's here first, because you know you guys showed up. That means a lot to me. I don't want to sit here and review people's songs that aren't even here listening to the feedback. Like, oh, I'll get to that later. Like, sorry, bro. Well, no, you're not going to get to that later. Yeah, try the harmony on the hook, man. Try switching some things up. Get a guitar player in, you know, just to play like a little guitar lick. I think like an acoustic would be dope on it, even like an electric kind of vibe, right? Real clean. So I'm going to go to next Super Chase. I'm trying to find your stuff, bro. Super Chase. Here we go. So Apex, this is the interlude apparently. Okay, so I'll give you feedback as if this is an interlude for your record.
You wanna know you ain't go out for me for a lifetime. Maybe half of that. If I'm lucky, this my time. I'll put in all the work. I'll put in all the effort. So I want my worth. Better give it to me, nothing less of
How you supposed to feel great if you let everybody get to your neck? Drawing up a plan, give a fuck about getting rest. Y'all be playing checkers, I'm sitting down playing chess. You done went through 5 games and moving on to your next. When all I got time for is a how was your day text. Shit getting busy, bringing life to an apex. Fuck what they be thinking, they concerned about their interest. I'm stacking up my money and
I've been riding on my own, said hey song. Keeping on tip, I can't never let it go. If I go now, what they think, what they own. Would they see me as a greater, would they see me for my wrongs? Keeping shit down, they can't hit me in my room. I've been looking all around, but I can't see how I'ma lose. You can weigh me pound for pound and I still come out over you. I can't even feel they sound and shit be boring like
yeah, tell me what you want, I know you ain't gon' ride for me for a lifetime. Maybe half of that, if I'm lucky this my time. I put in all the work, I put in all the effort, so I want my worth. Better give it to me, nothing less. A folding clothes into my dresser, now I'm folding my money. Looking left into the weather, look like thunder, I'm running, oh God. I know it's fortune at the top and I'm coming, but I ain't rushing, cause I don't want this shit to be for nothing. I got things I gotta do, fuck things I gotta prove. I ain't proving shit to anybody, this ain't nothing new. You ain't do no shit for anybody, I don't fuck with you. Head up on a swivel since like way back to the Huxtables. I'm untouchable, I do what they doesn't do. Never fearing shit they clearing wrong, is what I let it do. And I'm running through track meet hurdles too. Jumping over every obstacle, I got too much to do. What you want, what you really on? They be hitting up my phone, what you really want? If money what we talking, I can hear you more. But nowadays I see my time is back, they come up here and
on my own, said hey song. Keeping on tip, I can't never let it go. If I go now, what they think, what they own. Would they see me as a greater, would they see me for my wrongs? Keeping shit down, they can't hit me in my room. I've been looking all around, but I can't see how I'ma lose. You can weigh me pound for pound and I still come out over you. I can't even feel they sound and shit be boring like the news.
Dope, dude. I think it's a really cool interlude. A couple things that I would recommend if you're not like completely finished with the song, this track. The first thing, I think the vocals up front are just a little too much. Like they just feel like way out there and on top of the track, and they also kind of just feel like they're just like on a different planet from like the guitar and everything, which is kind of shocking. It's a little bit like, this, I don't know about this. Second thing is, just overall, I think the vocals sound a little bit too saturated, If you're going to do that like saturation thing, I think it'd be cool to like maybe do that with some doubles or some stacks to punctuate parts, like with the ad-libs. They can be distorted even more and they can be more saturated if you're trying to get that aggressive kind of vibe across. I just think it'll be a lot more effective than like saturating the vocal, the heavy, like, soloed vocal. I think it should feel a little bit less saturated. And I just don't hear it. Like it sounds super punk rock compared to everything else. The big kick drum is really kind of cool, but I think it needs like more depth to it. And you need to hear the back of the kick drum. And I would only use it on these chorus parts. So here and here. When you're rapping bars right here in the middle, I would switch up the kick drum. I don't think you want that big old doo doo. It sounds really detached from the track. That's another thing. It just sounds so separate from like what you're doing. And the best way to make that sound like part of the track more and glue it better is through production, right? What I would do is like find a Hans Zimmer drum, like go into cinematic orchestral drum stuff and give it like a like in the background kind of thing, So it's going which means take out some of that like top end of the kick, or just layer it with something that's going to have more like in the back of the room. And then also you can try like putting some vocal stuff that's like really deep, which is like reverberated out, and then also really dark, like singing in the back to sort of match the depth, because it right now it just feels like it's trying to be deep and big and cinematic and epic. But it's just not doing it for me. It just feels like the samples are just way too apparent, Like here's this kick drum, do 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 do. Like, I don't know. Just all feels kind of detached right now. I think with production, just getting the drums right, the depth right, putting things in the back and spacing things right, you can really make this sound epic and glue all of this world together that you're going for. But yeah, overall, those are my notes on this one. I think it's cool, though. It's a cool interlude. I'm excited to hear your album, bro. Like, I know you got an EP or something dropping, right? Okay, so who else is in here? We got Kush. We got Lauren. What's up, Lauren? Let's go to Lauren. Let's check out what he's got for us today. Beep, 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 beep. I'm not there, the mix. Let's roll. All right, so the really hard part about coming in like that, Lauren, is that that vocal part with all the delay, like the frozen delay sort of thing, it's cool, but you're like automatically bringing us out of like understanding really what's going on with the bass line or the fundamental harmonic structure of the song. So right away, it just sounds like a mess. Like I think most people would just be like, oh my God, turn that off. You know what I mean? And the reason being is because you haven't really established a groove, you haven't established a melody, you haven't established the bass line or anything that is going to give us that. So, you know, with that, like it's actually blocking the like whatever the bass is doing, and it's blocking the drums, and it's blocking a bunch of stuff. So that's the first thing I'd say needs to be handled.
Finally, I hope you make it. The weather changes when you take it in the mouth. The only tools you make the tragic. There's no sympathetic magic in being alone. And I don't mind, and I don't care what you say about me when I'm not there. What you say about me when I'm not You're petty when you're hoping maybe you might find some truth in safety, but you don't. But this time I notice, baby, it's dug a hole for you to lay in where you bury your bones. And I don't mind, and I don't care what you say about me when I'm not there. What you say about me when I'm not there. By and by, telling your side of the story means no difference to me. So cry as you rise, you may have much more glory, and you know where to be.
All right. Well, hey, there's a lot going on in this track, Lauren. I can definitely say like it's confusing. That's the biggest thing for me right now. It's just a really confusing track. And I think the best way to sort of clarify what you're trying to do here, which I understand it's like very busy, and you got like this, you know, drum and bass, like jungle beat going, you know, with the break beat, you know. The biggest thing to do is clear up that low end, right? You have the synth bass in there that's just not really working. It's got a lot of like it's like I can't actually grab onto anything. I'm just like I'm trying to grab onto something here on this song, and I'm just lost. Like I'm literally like, what do I grab onto? What's something I can hum to? What's something I can lock into as far as rhythmically? There's a lot of crazy sounds in here that I feel like just really need to be organized. And I feel like the bass and the drums, if you lock those in and you get those tightened up and you filter out all the mud and you make sure that the bass is speaking the right way with the drums and they're pocketed right, then it'll take care of like everything else, or at least the majority of the rest, you know, because you got a lot of low level information coming up because you're using a lot of compression, and I can hear you're also probably using a lot of parallel compression. But it's just bringing up like a lot of just like just a lot of woofiness, okay? And that stuff is just going to make your track sound super unclear, and it just kind of like pulls away from whatever you're trying to do here. But it's just like really hard. Like I'm like, I can't really grab on to anything. It's just, and I'm like, what is happening, you know? And then like your vocal is just super sharp. It's like cutting my head off. So I think most of this stuff is just, it's like mixed notes, but it's also in the production. It's as you're producing, you're shaping stuff. You really got to like strip it back and go back to the foundation. Like put in the drums, put in the bass, the synth bass, and then put your vocals in, and don't put anything else in, and see if you can make those work together really well. And once you can do that and it sounds really solid and solidified and everything's really clear and makes sense like rhythmically, and like you have the backbone, the foundation of the track, that's when I would start adding those little additional elements. And I would make those additional elements so small, like I would shape those additional elements around what you have for the foundation, rather than them ever taking away from the foundation. You know, it's a hard one. Like this is a hard track because it's really, really fucking busy. It's fast. There's a lot of stuff going on. There's tons of syncopation. But there's no definitive purpose of those things. So it's confusing to the listener. Like for me, I just automatically was like, I have no idea. Like I got no idea what was going on here. Like it's just, it sounds like a wall of noise, like in stuff that's just hitting my ear. Especially at the beginning here. Like this is wild, man. You know, like it's a cool effect, but like, you know, use it. I don't know. You got to warm the audience up, man. Just bring that shit in. You're like, ah! Like, okay, what are we getting into? You know, I don't know, man. You must have been on some crazy drugs. Mark Pagano, I'm going to get into yours. After the Betrayal. It's a little different, and I'm not sure what genre it is. Mark, I don't know. After the Betrayal. Let's check it out. Is Mark Pagano? Is it under Mark? There we go. All right, let's go. Let's hear it. Yo, shout out Lauren. I appreciate you, man. You're always giving you know, $5 here and there. I really appreciate that, man. It means a lot to me. So thank you so much for the super chat. And yeah, man, I'm always here to help you get your music going, man. Like I'm gonna give you as much feedback as I possibly can in these reviews. You always show up, you always pitch stuff. Mark, I'm gonna give you some feedback right away on this one because it's kind of it's having the same problem that Lauren's just had, that I just played, is that it's just coming out with like random noises and sounds. Like you have a pad, you have a lead in there that I can't really make out. You got drums that sound really lethargic and really weak, like they were just programmed by you know, Logic drummer or something. Like they just sound very and they're not, you can't feel the punch of the kick drum, you're not feeling the drums. You got this synth pad that's just really far out front. That's just kind of confusing, like where are we going with this? So yeah, I think like balancing your rhythm section first is gonna be the key for this one. It just sounds like a lot of noise going on right now. Okay, so Mark, I don't typically give feedback on instrumentals, right, with these live song reviews, But I will do a live song review for instrumentals soon, guys. So if you guys want like your beats and your instrumentals and your compositions reviewed, be happy to do that. But I'm going to go ahead and skip over this just because there's no vocals. But yeah, man, like calm down on all the on the pads and the like. There's just a lot going on, and just the chord progression layers. Like you don't need all that. Like, and you're covering up the whatever melody you have. So, you know, focus in on that melody and let everything else support the melody rather than the other way around. That's my feedback on that one. So okay, Bright the Light, 1 2 Mini. Let's go.
It's about time to go, but I can't drive home alone. Cause I'm faded and I'm jaded and my chances are blown. But I keep thinking about you and I mean, we were tight like Bonnie and Clyde. Boys don't cry, pour up the drink, and that's word to Mr. Ocean Frank. Cause I've been thinking about us and how we split up. I can't even bear the feelings that I feel no more. I guess I'm not enough, cause you would stay. Think I want too many. Now I'm slurring my speech, think I need some more Henny. I keep on calling, but you're out of reach. Now I don't wanna be here in the morning sun. If it ain't one thing, it's another. Pour me another one. Cause I wanna drown in the sorrow.
Okay, cool vibe, man. Like, and good voice. You know, like I think the voice is really good on it. I think the writing's pretty good too. Like the pen on it is good. Melodies are great for the vocals. A couple things that just really aren't working like right away for me is your vocals are being treated on this as if they're kind of secondary. I really don't like that. I like the fact like that you have the guitars and stuff in there, but like just listen how upfront these guitars are compared to your vocals.
I mean, we were tight like Bonnie and Clyde. Boys don't cry, pour up the drink, and
Like, and that's the reason you're filtering your vocals like crazy, is because you're obviously combating that guitar. Just pan them out. Like simple stuff. Like pan the guitar. Get the guitar out of the center on top of the vocal. The vocal needs to have the same... Actually, probably the guitar should be kind of thinned out, and the vocals should have more low, mids, more body to it that you're clearing out, and it's really harsh on the ears. It's cutting my head off. So I'd imagine, like, you know, the biggest thing you need on this track is a mix and master, just a professional mix and master. Not from one of the homies, not from you if you've only been mixing for, you know, a few years, 5 years, whatever, and you got some plugins. I think, like, you know, I don't know how you're working or where you're working out of, but if you're not in a tuned room, you don't have like decent monitoring, and you don't know what you're doing necessarily, you're just kind of messing around, which I could tell, you know, somewhat of what you're doing. But the vocals are just off. They're not right, because these are great vocals, great singer, great writing, great melodies, but they're really like, they're like tiny. They're like thinned out like crazy. They're really cutty, like in the highs, the stuff that I would usually take out of a vocal. You know what I mean? Like that 2K area, the 3K area, there's just like so much. It's like abrasive, and the S-ing, all the sibilants is in there. All that stuff is just right in the vocal range. And another thing, like, you got all these guitars and you got this vibe going, and then you hit this hook, and the hook drops out, like, which makes no sense whatsoever for this kind of vibe. This is like, to me, like a pop, hip hop, R&B kind of vibe, right? Like, feels summery, feels good, feels kind of bluesy and laid back and chill. But if you hit this chorus and you decide to drop out the guitar, rhythm guitar, it just doesn't work. Okay, like straight up. Anybody will tell you that doesn't work. That is just like a bad decision to make. Sorry. like especially with this type of music. You don't take out something that the ear is so used to hearing and then get to a chorus where you're like, oh, now I'm going to take out the rhythmic element, the main element that you've been hearing, the established sound in the record, which is that doom, 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 like that is the rhythm element. And then you just dropped it out in the chorus. Like this feels so weird right here. Like you have a cool chorus, you have a great melody, you have something catchy, but then you dropped out the main element that everybody's used to hearing. So yeah, don't do that. If anything, that chorus has more things happen, right? So it's like you still think I had too many, you know, like you can't drop that out. So that killed the vibe for me for sure, especially considering it's a strong chorus. And yeah, those are really my notes. Like it's really mainly mixed notes for me, but that is a massive one. Like the arrangement there, no way. You could do something where you had like a strum, like coming into the chorus, like where it drops out and goes, think I had too many, like, but that guitar has to come back. But great track, man. Like good work. You got something there. That could be a really dope song. If you need help with mixing and mastering, hit me up. You know, I can do it. Could take it on. It'd be fun. Let me see here. Who else we got in here? Evan Gardner. Let's go. Evan G. Trippin'. Mix 5. All right. Going down the rabbit hole.
I need my fix, need it right now. About to slip, don't wanna fall down, lose grip of my sanity. Yeah, I need a drink, something on me. I'm out of sync, and I can't sleep. I don't think you're not good for me. Yeah, I can feel the itch beneath my skin. Give me all of you so I can breathe you in. Fuck. Tripping on you from just a kiss. Craving so much I can't resist. Addicted like a drug.
Yeah, so that's not working for me, man. Evan, your biggest thing here is like you have these vocals up so loud and so on top of the mix, and they just feel like completely detached from the music. And the fact that your vocal has more bass in it than the actual track has bass in it, like I'm like, where's the bass line, you know? Like especially when you come in here, that's just not gonna work. Like people are gonna be like, oh man, no way. This is all mix issues, man. Like you know, just hire someone to mix your record. You know, unless you're trying really hard to learn mixing and become a mixing engineer, you know, and go through that learning curve for the next 5-10 years, there's no point. Like, get a mix engineer. Like, hire me. I'll fucking mix it. It'll sound way better. Sound 10 times better than this. And it'd take me like, you know, say about 6 hours to get a mix down like this that's going to be professional, right? Just don't waste your time, man. Because like this has so many issues right now. Even just the balance like of where things are. The vocal is just way too much. And then you got these like doubled vocals and stuff, but they're not in the track. They're not down in the track. Like it doesn't feel fit into the song. So I'm just like super confused by what happened here. It sounds like a bad bounce or something.
I'm always out, always tripping on, yes, craving so much, tripping on, tripping on, tripping on, tripping on.
Yeah, there's some crazy stuff going on. It also sounds like some phasing issues going on. You know, just like there's just a lot of stuff in the mixing. Like I think you're overdoing the mix, you know, like you don't need to do so much. And then also it sounds like you're kind of eating the microphone, you know, like when you get really close to the microphone, it's gonna like boom up, right? So keep a good distance from the microphone, or else you're gonna have a lot of issues there. Yeah, man. If you're learning mix and produce, you know, I mean, this is gonna be. It's good, man. You gotta really like lock into that world. You know, grab the song creation formula that I did. You know, if you don't already have that, go through that step by step. Just follow along with it. I think you'll have a way better handle on what you're doing. Because right now it's hard for me to give you too much feedback because the mix issues are so crazy. Like it's so hard for me to listen to. And it's mainly because like it's just all vocals, you know, and it's like, whoa, what is happening? So just like balance stuff a little bit better. Usually like a good point of reference is that, you know, your kick drum and your snare drum should be like literally just a dB or 2, maybe even 3 below your vocal, right? So it should almost be at the same level as your vocal, the drums, right? Especially in this style of music. So, but yeah, you know, that's what I'm here to do is give you feedback. It's just like, you know, I mean, I'm giving you the feedback, like straight up, like, you know, get better at mixing. Don't overprocess your stuff. Don't eat your microphone. Make sure your drums are just as loud as your vocals. Make sure like the balance is clear. Reference other material in your style or your genre that you're making. And listen, just bounce back and forth. Like, are those vocals up that loud? Like, no. Okay, so turn your vocals down, right? Like very basic stuff that I think you could easily take this and just listen to a reference track that you really like, bring it into Logic or Pro Tools, you know, go bounce back and forth and try to make your levels match the levels of the reference track. And right there, you're 10 times better than what you have right here, right? Because your levels are all over the place. Perfect example, like, I don't know, like maybe you're just not hearing things right, you know, but if I play right here in this song and then I play back in the verses, just listen to the volume difference in your vocals.
Tripping on you from just a kiss. Eyes blood red, pupils dilated, going off the rails like a Hollywood.
Just, I mean, right there, it's like, it's apparent and obvious. So I think, yeah, just like, you got to pay attention to those details. Engineering, mixing, mastering, editing, production is all details. It's 100% putting things under a microscope. It's throwing paint at the wall, and then it's like organizing the paint and meticulously crafting every single detail. It's not just, you know, turn this fader up, turn that down, turn that up, put a compressor on that, put an EQ on it. You have to know exactly why you're doing those things with every single step. So that's the feedback I got on there. Hopefully that's helpful for you, Evan. All right, who else is in here? Who else we got? I know we got Micah. Let's listen to some Micah. Top down. Always got some slaps here. Let's hear it.
One of these days I'ma pull up with the top down. Gang with me going hard, can't stop now. Motivated to get us up off of the block now. See niggas hating, man, I got a cop a Glock now. My aim right, I be at the range. Change right, I been getting paid. Took a break, but we back at it. In this bitch every day, I'm a rap addict. Or maybe it's the grind that I love. Me and the grind fit perfect like a glove. Speaking of glove, you know I be off the cookie pack. Picked it up in LA and never made it back. You know that's facts. You know that's facts. You know that's facts. You know that's facts. Look, I've been grinding every day, you know that's facts. I'm going hard with the team, trying to count them stacks. See niggas talking every day, but they ain't like that. Promise the gang I never change, I ain't like that. We moving smart, trying to make a way. Started from the bottom, came a long way. We came a long way. Swish, we did it all way. One of these days I'ma pull up with the top down. Gang with me going hard, can't stop now. Motivated to get us up off of the block now. See niggas hating, man, I got a cop a Glock now. My aim right, I be at the range. Change right, I been getting paid. Took a break, but we back at it. In this bitch every day, I'm a rap addict. Or maybe it's the grind that I love.
Okay, so I'm gonna be honest with you, Micah, just because you've submitted so much music. This one doesn't sound finished to me, you know? Like I feel like you've finished songs before, you know? And this one just kind of sounds like an idea, like you had a sketch and you wanted to send it in. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I really think you can do a lot better, to be honest. You know, I could go through all the notes that I have on this, but you know, the main note is it just feels kind of unfinished. It feels like you got a vocal on top of a beat, and it hasn't really been mixed in. The vocals on top of everything. It's not compressed the right way. You know, like it's got like peaky resonance that are happening. You know, and it's bouncing all over the place with the vocal. There's not really like the doubles and stuff that I really think are going to hold the record together to make it sound like a record. The hi-hats feel kind of lazy. I feel like you could program the hi-hats a lot better to make it bounce better. The guitar is really cool, acoustic, but everything kind of sounds loose and, you know, disjoined. Like they're all disjointed. Like everything's just kind of in its own world, you know, especially your vocals. Like I really think you could do a lot better with this one, man. I don't know. I don't know if you guys just like rush this one or what, but it feels really rushed to me. Because I've heard other stuff from you where I'm like, yo, that's dope. That slaps. It's good. You have all the things in there. It sounds like a record. It's glued. And this one's just not doing it for me. You know, maybe like even simple stuff like, you know, changing the note that you're hitting, you know, rather than da 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 ba da 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 ba da ba da, you know, like try like having a double in there that's a little bit higher, a little bit lower. Try like some ad libs that are going to give us like, you know, some sort of different texture or melody. And I know it's hard sometimes when you get stuck in a guitar loop, you know, but yeah, anything like just drop the beat and like, and then like tell us a story differently, you know, like maybe come off of your rap voice and like go into just the talking voice. Yeah, man, you know, and I did this and I did that, you know, or maybe have that as an intro. Give us different things, different textures. It just kind of feels like the same thing over and over, like it's cut and paste. But yeah, man, I think you could do better. I think I've heard a lot of stuff from you that's way better than that. Nubian Prince, I'm gonna get it to you, bro, right now. I don't see you in here. Do you have it under something else? Nubian? I don't see Nubian in here, so help me out. Nobody Makes Music. Here, I'll go to Nobody Makes Music while you tell me what your stuff is. Let's go. Nobody Makes Music? Wait a second, what are we doing here then?
If I said I needed you tonight, if I said I needed you, if I said I needed you tonight, if I said I needed you, if I said I needed you tonight, would you stay with me? Would you stay with me? Would you stay with me? Oh, would you stay with me? I can't stand the way you bend tonight. I don't know how to just hold you. I can't stand the way you bend tonight. I don't know how to just hold you. I can't let you weigh me down tonight. Baby, I can't stay with you. Would you stay? No, baby, I can't stay with you. Baby, I can't stay.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to give you a few notes on this, but I'm not going to spend too much time on this just because I really don't think that this song is very market viable. Just going to be straight up with you. Because you didn't actually come here to like get pats on the back, hopefully. You didn't come here to like, Brad's going to tell me how awesome I am and how sweet my music is. Like, nah, I'm here to help you guys. Like, if I hear a really dope track that I think is like got potential to go, sync and shit, like, of course I'm going to tell you that. But I'm going to be honest with you. This is like the arrangement itself just is like so straight lined. Like for 45 seconds or so, we just do the same thing over and over again. The bass line doing the boom, boom, bum, ba, like it's just so boring. Like that, you have to switch it up. Like that can only, like it almost sounds like the whole song is like a transition. It's like the progression of it feels like you're transitioning like a pre-chorus, or you're like in a bridge. You're like stuck in a bridge, or you're stuck. It's really weird. The arrangement is just so awkward to me that it's like so confusing. I'm like, it's almost like everything's hanging on tension all the time, right? Like it's like bum 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 ba-dum, ba-da-dum, bum bum ba-ba-dum. Like you took like a part of the record, like you were like sampling a record, like if you were, and you just found like a part of the record that was like a little break or like refrain going into like the second verse, and you like took that and looped it and then started singing over it, and it just feels really weird. So I mean that's my I can't really give you feedback on this because I don't know what to say about it. When I'm hearing it, I just feel strange. I feel like, what's this song about? I'm confused. I'm a little bit lost. I don't know where I'm at in the song. Am I in a verse right now? Am I in the chorus? Like that's kind of like what I would like. You just really gotta, yeah, this is a great way to put it. It sounds like a transition in a rock musical. 100%. It's like you looped a transition in a rock musical. And that's fine. Do whatever you fucking want to do. But like this channel and these reviews are about talking about market viability, and like I just don't see it with that one at all. So hopefully that doesn't hurt any feelings, but that's my thoughts on that one. Who else we got? Bandit 3000 Alpha. Let's hear it.
Pour me another whiskey dry, kill the party, that's fine, that's fine. Little wish you wanna talk more, body gotta give a home, no elevator, that's fine, that's fine. That's 'cause Lily wanted dope more. Little wish you wanna talk more. That's 'cause Lily wanted dope more. Got a mind to get her gone. Whole body, that's fine, that's fine. She gets funky on the dance floor. About another whiskey dry, something taller, that's fine, that's fine. Little wish you wanna talk more. That's 'cause Lily wanted dope more.
Yo, this shit is crazy, Bandit 3000. But I think you got something going here that could be really cool. Obviously, you guys are making a lot of records. You guys should just keep making records, because what this reminds me of is it reminds me of early Modest Mouse stuff, right? I don't know if you're a fan of Modest Mouse, like when they first started. I think like what this really needs, and I'm going to keep listening because I think like, there's this part coming up right here, which hopefully this does what I want it to do and pays off. But right now, like we're stuck in a lot of tension, and I think you got to get to the point where we release, right? Like where we give a payoff, right? But I really do think this is a cool vibe. I'm fucking with this vibe. I think it's just like Modest Mouse kind of, that's fine, like really cool. It could do with the cool like bass line, like, or bringing in a guitar, anything to like make it sound a little bit more musical. But let's hear what you got going on.
Little wish you wanna talk more. Talk. All you do is give yourself away. Give yourself away. Never too much. Never too much. Out of my pace. Heaven never knew. Won't you come around? Won't you come around? It's better to win. Better to win. It's better to win. It's better to win. It's better to win. It's better to win. Now that danger's gone, so
Yeah, it didn't do it. It didn't do it for me. Yeah, man, you can't just hang on one note on your bass line, man. Like, that doesn't work in music. It works in art pieces, like if you want this to be like an art installation and you got like, you know, some guys like dancing around in masks doing like interpretive dancing or some shit. Cool, man. Like everyone's smoking peyote and shit's going fucking weird and, you know, people are paying to be there. Or maybe nobody's paying anybody, right? And you guys are just like doing this weird install creative fucking thing. Like, dude, I worked for Mark Mothersbaugh for 5 years. Like I did a bunch of art installs with him, right? At the Mocha, at, you know, like everywhere. Like he did a 6-sided keyboard thing. I helped design all that stuff and helped get it to play. You know, he had a bird whistle, bird call machine that we put together, you know, helped him get all that ready and you know, map it out for MIDI. Yeah, you don't have a song here. Like it's just like an art install. So here's the thing, like for this, you can't just be hanging on one note on the chorus. Like I can't produce this for you. You know what I'm saying? Like you have to figure out music a little bit more. When you're making the music, you have like melodies and ideas, but you're getting stuck like in one part and it's not going anywhere. So when you're like stuck on one note in the bass and then you go to the chorus and it just hangs on one note, it does not change here. Like there's just one note on your bass going like that's just not interesting, right? So here, I think you should change up. Like you should have a bass line come in, you know, like something else, right? So that it's going like Bob, it's like ba da ba ba da ba da ba ba ba, you know, it's like very monotone. And then maybe it goes to the chorus and it goes, oh, boo doo doo, boo doo 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 doo, do 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 do. You know, just like give us movement, give us something, and then, you know, change it up. Like it's way too like, here is the song, and like I thought I had a really cool vibe, but if you don't like switch it, then you're just stuck in this like, dude, I'm fucking high as hell and I'm tripping on mushrooms and I'm having a bad trip and it's not a good trip and I want out of the trip, right? That's how you're gonna make people feel. That's how I feel when I hear it. Is that too harsh? I don't think so. You put yourself in that box, bro. Yeah, try guitars on the chorus. Try different shit. First of all, try moving the bass line before you do anything else, right? Like you need to try something else, man. That's just going to be like, what? People are going to be like, I don't know what I'm listening to. Skip. People just skip that shit. I promise you. All right. Anybody else here that I got to review? Damris. Here we go. All right. So I got like 8 minutes left. I want to do a couple more. All right. Here we go. All right, so this is just a beat. Like I said before, I don't review just beats on these lives currently. I will bring in a day where I'm just going to do instrumentals. So all you guys that make beats or you compose, right? Like I've been composing for a very, very long time. So It'll be fun to do those reviews, but not now. Love it. See, dude, you got people in here that are just good people, and it's always good like to come into these reviews and have good people here. All right, so remember Kirk. All right, Kirk Gale. Let's see if we can find Kirk. I'm gonna do 2 more. So let me just find Kirk. All right, so Kirk, A New Haiti. Let's hear it. Let's hear it.
Enough has happened in the past. Fast approaching is a brand new day. Present times are hard and fast. This mass oppression, it must dissipate. The Lord has heard his people's tears. A new day comes with no more fear. Once divided, now unite. A new Haiti in a bright new light. Once divided, now unite. A free world with your sovereign might.
Okay, so this one's like actually really hard to listen to. And the reason being is the first thing for me. And before I say anything about this song and, you know, any of these songs, right? I want you guys to like really start thinking about when you play your music back and you play it against any other record in the world, right? A record you love. You're like, "Oh, I love this Bob Marley record," right? Or I love this Drake record, or I love this. Like, my biggest thing that I think everyone here should do, and I need to do more of as well, is to listen to music differently than you usually do, like as a mixer or as an engineer or someone that makes music, right? You need to listen to songs as if like you're not hearing all the things, right? Like, oh man, I can't hear the vocals good enough, or the mix is weird, or the kick drum's weird. Like, just look at it from like the listener's point of view, the average listener, the person that doesn't make music. They don't sit on their laptop all day on FL Studio or Logic Pro or whatever. They're not using EQs and fucking around, right? So that's how you have to listen to music when you're making records. You have to stand back and go, would a listener want to turn this up? Would a listener, just like someone average listener, like really groove to this and like be like, yo, I love this song. It makes me feel good, you know? If you're getting that and you're going like, I don't know if they would, you know, because of this, this, and this. That's kind of where you should start, I think, when you're making records. You should think like, oh man, would I want to play this? Would I put this in my playlist and be like, oh yeah, it's a jam that makes me feel a certain way, right? Does it tell a story? Does it move you? Does it make you like put you in a certain mood, etc.? And if it doesn't, then scratch it, go to a different song, right? So the first thing about this song is the mix is very, very poorly done. That's okay. You know, I know a lot of people in here are just learning and they're trying to learn mixing, right? I would encourage you guys to study it. I'd encourage you guys to pick up, you know, master classes on it, learn it, be a part of these reviews as much as you possibly can, because that's how you learn mixing. You learn by having someone point out the problems and then training your ear to hear those problems and then understanding the tools of how to fix those problems, right? And how to manipulate sound. And through that process, you have to think, okay, so I'm at this point where I can't even hear the problems, okay? So I'm going to point those out in these live reviews so you can start to tune your ear to those problems. And then when you want to figure out what are the tools to fix those problems, you have to get into master classes that we offer or anybody else offers on mixing, on recording, on mastering, on production, right? So I've made the song creation formula, right? Which is like straight up me making a song from beginning to end in Logic Pro. which you could use any DAW and get a ton out of that. We're working on a mixing on a budget series with the Waves plugins. We have the vocal mixing masterclass. We have beat mixing masterclass. We also have an advanced vocal mixing masterclass. We have all these things to show you these tools that we use to fix these problems, right? And then that's how you do it. You go and you watch and you listen and you learn and you see the tools and you use the tools and apply it to your own music. And then your music becomes better and better and better. And the more you understand it, the more you know it, the more you understand how to change it and how to do what you're trying to do intentionally as an artist, because we're all artists. If you're a producer, you're a mixing engineer, you're a singer, you're whatever, you're an artist. You want to shape and sculpt sound. That's all we're doing. Okay, so that being said, the first thing that just pops out to me on this song is the mix is just, it's harsh. It hurts my ears, right? And the main thing is the hi-hats and the frequencies and having these really brittle, brutal frequencies from 5K to 10K that are just like just cutting my head off, right? So just listen to the hi-hats. I mean, you don't even have to try to listen, and they just cut your head off.
Once divided, now.
Like, it makes my head cringe when I hear those hi-hats. So right away, you got to think like, okay, so if someone's going to go, oh gosh, that really hurts my ears, then they're never going to listen to the message. They're never going to hear your story. They're never going to dance to your music, right? They're never going to want to turn it up, because the louder you turn it up, the more it's going to cut their head off and hurt their ears, right? So it's about balance, and it's about softness, and it's about, what's the song about? It has a female vocalist on it. Everything should be smooth and buttery and silky, right? It has a reggae feel to it. Everything's got to be like, it's got to be like water, you know? Like, you can't have anything in there that's going to be harsh, and the harsh frequencies will automatically turn people off to this kind of music. The second thing that I had noticed on this is the performance on the vocals sound very robotic. Everything has to be in place. Like, it's just a robotic performance. So whether that's the singer or it's the vocal producer or it's whoever like they're in the room with, maybe it's the song, maybe like, you know, whatever, maybe they were hearing it in the headphones the wrong way, etc. You have to make it a space where they can feel free to like just like really perform, you know, and make it a feel good song. So those are the biggest things about this song right away. I think the bass line can be a lot bigger and thicker, being that it's reggae, and you can, you know, just simply just start balancing some stuff, soften out those hi-hats. They don't need all that top end in them. It's just gonna kill people. So those are kind of my first kind of rules to mixing. It's like, and making songs in general. It's like, do I like this song? Would I want to hear this out? Do I play this in a playlist of other reggae that I love? And what does it sound like compared to those pieces of reggae, right? And the classic reggae songs were all like recorded to tape, right? They were done in Jamaica. They were done at, you know, Gong Studios, stuff like that, in Kingston. And they were recorded to tape, you know, 2-inch, half-inch tape. And tape has this really nice characteristic where it just rolls off high end, right? So anything like this where the hi-hats are just like really sizzling, it's just not going to make sense in reggae. So those are just my opinions on this, and, you know, doing this for so long. And, you know, I lived in Costa Rica for a year. I listened to tons of reggae. I got super into the reggae scene. I heard reggae that no one ever listened to, you know, in Costa Rica. I had friends that were all Rastafaris, you know, surfer dudes, and they all listened to all this crazy reggae that I've never heard of. So it's, I know this genre very well. Don't think I'm just like, oh, dude, I'm just talking about reggae, but I don't know shit about it. Like, yeah, reggae is something I definitely grew up on. So anyway, that's about it, guys. That's all the time I got for today. I really appreciate all of you guys tuning in, and I'm going to do it like this every time now. So if you don't come to the reviews, I'm just not going to review your music, right? So come to the reviews, come to these lives, learn from them. You guys participating, dropping comments, showing love for other people, putting their art out there. Like, it's a hard thing to do, especially when it's not finished. Like, here's my demo, here's my thing, you know, here's a bunch of people. Like, what do you guys think? Like, it's hard. It's a hard place to be. So I applaud all you guys and girls that came out and showed your music off and had people, you know, saying, hey, that sucks or that's great. and especially me, because I'm a big critic, and I'm sitting here in a tuned room, with Focal 3-way monitors, and I'm hearing every detail of your guys' songs. I've been mixing and mastering for 20 plus years, so everything that I'm doing and hearing and giving you feedback on is it comes from experience, guys. It comes from like real experience and having a career in music. I'm not just trying to put people down. I'm not trying to make you feel bad or good or whatever. Just trying to give you the straight up, here's what I'm hearing. Here's what I think you can work on. All right. So hopefully it was helpful. You guys do me a huge favor if you can. If you come to these reviews a lot and you're getting anything out of them, just share these videos, like tag some people, drop a comment on the video, like the video so, YouTube will push it out to more people. We're always trying to reach more people. I'm always trying to help more people make better music because it's hard, man. Like you go through Spotify and Apple Music and all that, and you hear a lot of bad stuff, So just improving the music would be huge, you know what I'm saying? So just drop a comment, drop a like on the video, whatever you can to help us reach more people. That's all I ask for. And hope you guys have a really blessed Sunday. Enjoy your time. Go take a nap, go have a beer, whatever you want to do. Peace, guys.